What's up, Taiwan? I'm Rik Glauert with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. The United States has approved 2 defense deals with Taiwan totaling more than $440 million. Under the first deal, the US will sell Taiwan anti-aircraft ammunition. The second deal is for armored vehicle support, things like extra tires, weapons and maintenance. Both deals still need to be passed by the US Congress. Taiwan is already buying 14 mine launchers from the US. The Volcano system is designed to defend against tanks and other armoured vehicles. But what role would it play in a potential war with China? Jaime Ocon explains.
With a push of a button, roughly a dozen landmines pop out into the air. This is the Volcano anti-tank mine launcher. It's a US-made weapon, and on Thursday, Taiwan's military revealed it had bought 14 in a deal worth about $146 million.
如果我们有了这一个火山这个系统，这一个机动的一个部队车辆的话，那我们是不是可以在短时间之内用比较少的人力去达到快速布雷的一个效果？
Mines are a key part of so-called asymmetric warfare. That means using mobile and easy-to-use weapons to take out larger, more expensive systems. It's a strategy that smaller armies can use to level the playing field when they're outnumbered. In Ukraine, mines have been used to slow down Russia's invasion. And Taiwan's military is learning from Ukraine's experience. These mines could be placed on Taiwan's coast and prevent enemy forces from landing.
目的是快速的，就是 delay 或者是 block 或 turn the enemy， 就是让敌人无法入侵。那它是一个防卫性的武器。
But although this weapon is supposed to protect Taiwan, some argue it could be dangerous for people who live here. Mines are left behind in conflict zones long after the last shots are fired, taking decades to clear. But the Volcano has safety features built in.
所以它在设计的时候就已经是让它有一个就是自动摧毁的装置，也就是有个像是定时器。 在那个战争结束之后，它就无法再发挥作用了。
These new systems are set to arrive by 2029. They'll add another layer to the country's defenses, one that Taiwan hopes never needs to be tested. Eason Chen and Jaime Ocon for TaiwanPlus.
A Chinese spy balloon that flew over the United States earlier this year did not collect any information. That's according to the US Defense Department. The US shot down the balloon over the Atlantic Ocean in February and collected its debris for analysis. China denied that the device was for spying, saying it was a weather balloon that blew off course. The incident put extra pressure on already strained US-China relations and led Secretary of State Antony Blinken to postpone a trip to Beijing. A major tourism event kicks off next month here in Taiwan, but as Bing Wang reports, it's already causing controversy.
Summer Festival is one of the biggest annual tourism events in Taiwan. Thousands attend to find vacation destinations and deals, while foreign officials also try to convince would-be travelers to visit their countries. The festival will be held in July this year, but it's already causing controversy. The Mainland Affairs Council, Taiwan's agency in charge of relations with China, denied entry for Chinese officials from 9 provinces who plan to join the event. Only Chinese travel industry representatives will be allowed to attend. The council says there were doubts about Chinese officials coming to Taiwan.
陆方的官员他们来参加旅展，他们所具备的这个必要性、急迫性跟不可替代性是存有疑义，不充分，所以不予许可。
The council also said that China has not allowed its own tourists to visit Taiwan, and that cross-strait travel exchanges should be equal and reciprocal. Some travel industry representatives believe that for cross-strait travel to be gradually restored, both sides need to cool tensions.
两岸的紧张状态要缓和下来，市场就会起来。不要只注重入境人数的这个多少，要看到它的带来的观光效益是多少。
At stake is the revenue Taiwan could make through more visitors from China. Taiwan's tourism industry plummeted during the COVID-19 pandemic, and as the country opens back up, it expects visitor numbers to reach 6 million this year. Some in the industry say Chinese tourists can help fill in the gaps moving forward. Scott Huang and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
Drug tests on 36 children who were allegedly sedated by their teachers have come back negative. Investigators tested hair from the new Taipei kindergartners for dozens of medicines. They say the method gives precise results and can detect drugs taken up to 6 months before. Earlier blood tests found traces of barbiturates in 8 of the children. The kindergarten the children attend was shut earlier in the month after accusations from parents. It may get government help to reopen, but the case is not closed. Financial help for Taiwan students is on the way. The cabinet has announced subsidies for private universities and says it will scrap high school fees altogether. John Van Tres looks at what this will mean for students who need support.
In classrooms like this one, some major financial hurdles will soon be removed. Taiwan's government is moving to make education more affordable. It's scrapping high school and vocational school fees nationwide. Meanwhile, students at private universities will get over $1,000 as a minimum annual subsidy, and student loans will be reformed, making them easier to pay back.
针对高中免学费、全面免学费的这部分的，可以有多帮助11万多的学生，总共的经费大概是26亿左右，会以外加这个专案的经费持续性的来增加。
For Du Ling, this is fantastic news. She comes from a low-income household where heavy loans were the only way to stay in school. Now she's with the educational charity Kids Book House, setting up public events like this.
更好吧，就是我们也期盼，就是有更多孩子们有受到良好的教育。这件事情不会来得太晚，因为还是有很多需要就是学杂费减免的家庭。
But student groups say more can still be done.
教育部应该也要来落实说，我们其实各个县市在相关费用，譬如说像冷气费都有相关的规定是不能超过一定的上限。像没有落实，很多的学校还是在收超额的费用。
Opposition parties say the ruling Democratic Progressive Party is splashing around money to drum up support ahead of next year's election. But if the legislature gets on board, the subsidies for private universities could take effect as soon as February. James Lin and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
The US Supreme Court has ruled that a person's race can no longer be considered a factor in university admissions. The ruling upends decades of measures to boost the number of students of colour in higher education, especially from Black and Hispanic communities. It's known as affirmative action. It is the latest controversial issue that the Conservative majority Supreme Court has weighed in on. Justices previously struck down long-standing protections on abortion and the environment. US President Joe Biden spoke out against the ruling.
You know, I know today's court decision is a severe disappointment to so many people, including me. But we cannot let the decision be a permanent setback for the country. We need to keep an open door of opportunities. We need to remember that diversity is our strength.
Protesters in France have torched cars and launched fireworks as riots continue to spread throughout the country. Marseille and Lyon, France's 2 biggest cities after Paris, have reported new clashes. It's the 3rd night of unrest after police shot a black teenager during a traffic stop on the outskirts of the capital. The shooting has revived long-standing complaints over police racism and violence. France has deployed more than 40,000 police officers to quell the unrest. Members of Taiwan's Indigenous Armies group are angry with a hotel that used one of their traditional events to attract tourists. Bryn Thomas has the story.
Tourists were recently invited to an Indigenous cultural festival in central Taiwan, but their tour was organized without the permission of the Indigenous Taiwanese people holding the event. Festival participants were angered by what they call the commodification of their culture.
当我们正在做文化学习这件事情的时候，然后一堆游览车出现，带着相机拍照。如果这个是一个教室，或者是这是学校，就是外面有那么多游客，这是被接受的吗？
The event was organized by a local hotel and marketed as a romantic and joyous festival. The hotel has since issued an apology, but community leaders say it is not enough.
总归一句，就审理的负责人或是相关的公关人员，要正式的道歉，不能再一昧的推给员工。
The incident throws a spotlight on the role Taiwan's indigenous groups play in domestic tourism. Local leaders say that while certain events are open to the public, organizers should consult with them before scheduling tours and respect their traditions.
不管是旅行社或是饭店，在安排游程上，如果要带进部落，一定要征询各部落的意见。在丰年节之前，其实花莲县政府也都会征询各部落的意见，告知重要的事项，要尊重各部落的文化。
Many indigenous groups in Taiwan are happy to share their culture with outsiders, but as with anywhere else, guests should be invited if they're to be truly welcome. Howard Chong and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
An Indigenous artist from Norway has returned to Taiwan nearly half a century after his first visit left a lifelong impression. Bryn Thomas also has this report.
Memories to last a lifetime. Captured 44 years ago, these images are the work of Norwegian artist Hans Ragnar Mathisen. Mathisen belongs to Norway's Sami indigenous group. He visited Taiwan for the first time in 1979, and the indigenous Tao people group on Taiwan's outlying Orchid Island made a strong impression on him.
I enjoyed my time in 1979 and 80 very much, and I have thought many times, I must go back, I must go back. So now I am here, and I'm very happy about that.
Mathisen is back in Taiwan to revisit his past, see old places, and hold an exhibition of his art. He'll also reconnect with old friends along the way.
What? Oh, yeah, long time no see. Yeah, long time.
Mathisen is known for his work that addresses the oppression of indigenous people, colonialism, and environmental justice. His artistic maps are notable for his use of their original indigenous place names.
Well, I want to share my joy in being here, and hope that they can understand that Taiwan is an important place in the world.
Mathisen hopes his exhibition in Taiwan will help get the message out. John Su and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
Stars are gathering in Taipei ahead of the 34th Golden Melody Awards, Taiwan's version of the Grammys. The awards are among the most prestigious in the Chinese-speaking music industry. Performers from across Asia are scheduled to perform this year. This includes Japanese band King New and Thai singer Poom Vipurit. Mando pop stars JJ Lin and Ah Lin, as well as last year's big winner Tanya Jua, will also take to the stage. People are often told not to play with their food, but what about drawing with it? Some cafes in eastern Taiwan are attracting customers with distinctly artistic and tasteful dishes. Eric Tai takes a closer look.
Put down a waffle as the base, add a serving of cream, give it a dusting of chocolate, dot the I's and put on a red nose. And there you have it, a cute little fella on your plate, ready to be consumed. These cafes in eastern Hualien County are getting creative with their food, swapping a canvas for thick cut bread, a paintbrush for a butter knife, and serving up delightful edible artworks for its customers to feast their eyes and their bellies on. Owner Lu Zirong created the paint using mashed potato and over time has come up with some inventive ways to get the colors she wants.
然后颜色部分会去加蔬果粉，像红色的话我是用甜菜根，然后黄色是南瓜粉，绿色是菠菜，然后蓝色是蝶豆花粉，把自己的所学跟自己的兴趣结合在一起。
She's just one of several cafes finding ways to pretty up their desserts and offerings. Now that's plenty of flavors, plenty of colors, and plenty tasty. John Su and Eric Tai for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, today we leave you with images of the animals at London Zoo, enjoying rainbow ice treats in celebration of Pride. I'm Rik Glauert, take care, and we'll see you next time.